All right, so if you watched my first video, complete walk around of this Volkswagen Tiguan, you got to see inside, outside, under the hood, hear about all the service history in great detail of this fantastic 2009 Volkswagen Tiguan SE. Now we're going to go for a drive in this, but before I put it in drive and take off, I wanted to point something out for people that enjoy to watch my driving videos for a sense of the comfort and the sound and the drivability and all the different things that I can kind of try to portray to you in words. One thing I would like to say is, look at my feet. I have this seat all the way back right now, and I have just a ton of leg room. I actually could stand to move the seat up a little bit, which I probably will here in a moment. But there is a lot of leg room in this car. I am 6 foot tall, 6'1" barely, and I have lots of room, both leg room and of course lots of headroom. So it's very, very spacious. I'm actually going to move it up a couple of notches to right about there. But there's just a lot of room. So here we go. This is a 4Motion all-wheel drive Tiguan. In my experience of driving these cars, it doesn't really drive any different whether it's all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, but just wanted to point out that this is all-wheel drive. The door locks will lock. You probably just heard them click. We're not going to drive through that water because this car is just too clean. The door locks will lock when you take off. This Tiguan runs great, drives great, starts right up, doesn't smoke or leak anything. It's just a fantastic SUV that's had great care and maintenance in its history. Great service records at the Volkswagen dealership, and everything works and just rides and drives wonderfully. As I said in my walk around video, I think this would make an excellent excellent car for a first-time driver or a young driver. It is just easy to navigate. It's easy to drive. It's all the controls are very nicely placed and high placement. Not a lot of distractions going on. It's very easy to drive. It drives like a car. Doesn't feel like an SUV at all, other than you're sitting up high. Great visibility out of the front, side airbags, you know, in the pillars, the seats, the back, all the way down the sides. Traction control, anti-lock brakes. I mean, all of your modern safety features right here. But I mentioned on my walk around video that the more time I've spent with this and the more I've driven it, the more I really have grown to like it, and you know, a Tiguan like this in general, because it's just so easy to drive and so comfortable, and a nice seating position. You know, this seat fits me perfectly. The heated seat works great, feels nice on my butt and my back, and it's just easy to drive, and it's peppy, you know, real good acceleration. And I finally put two and two together to realize, why do I like this car so much? Well, it's because I love Volkswagen GTIs. I always have, you know, all the way back to the older ones, especially with a manual transmission. But I love a GTI, and this is really kind of sort of very GTI-like. You know, I mean, the performance anyway from the engine, because the engine in this, as I mentioned on my walk-around video, is the 2-liter turbocharged engine that's shared right from the GTI amongst other Volkswagen Audi cars. But so it's got that at the heart of it, and it's not like race car fast. It's just peppy and responsive, but all the while gets fantastic fuel mileage. So the tinted windows on this aren't too dark, but they do offer, it's probably hard to tell on the video, but they do offer a little more privacy, just like a more modern SUV. with tinted windows all the way around, but even these front 2 windows are tinted, which is nice. It's just great acceleration and pickup. I mean, I'm barely pushing the gas pedal and it's up to speed very quickly and effortlessly. It rides nice, it handles the road nicely, takes bumps pretty well for being smaller. You know, it's not like it's the size of that Suburban that's in front of us. I mean, it's obviously not that big, but you know, you don't feel like you're in a small tin can whatsoever. But that's also partly due to European build quality over Japanese and American cars, where they feel like toasters going down the road. I like Japanese cars. I like all cars, but there are some real differences when you've really immersed yourself in driving lots of different types. Even going around a slight curve like that, there's like minimal body roll, you know, accelerating while going around a curve like we just did right there. Just, you know, great handling. Steering wheel's nice and straight, alignment is good. It has real nice Goodyear Assurance tires on it. I commented in the walk around video. They have like 7/32 tread, I believe it was, so they're lots of life left on those. This has brand new brakes. I just had brand new brakes and rotors installed both in the front and the back, so all new brakes and rotors. It's got fresh oil, it's got a new cabin filter, it's got new shocks in the rear. So there's its big brother coming the other way, and that's an Atlas. Those are very nice too, but boy, you talk about big, those feel very big. But if you need something that size, that's what you do. This is a nice manageable size. Atlas is huge, but lots of new parts on this, and there's a lot of service history in its past that I talk about in the walk around video. And it's been very well taken care of with great service records on the Carfax, clean Carfax, and 41 service records, dealer service records on this Carfax report. We're going to head over now towards the freeway. Look at that green Mustang, and take a few miles, 3 or 4 miles east on the freeway and 3 or 4 miles back westbound. So we'll do some freeway driving here as well. So you can fast forward if you want to jump to that, or you can just keep on watching. But I like to just keep recording between kind of this segment and the freeway segment, because then you just get more and more of a taste of how it drives. So I mentioned in the walk around, and I may have already said it here, but everything works on this. All the windows, the locks, the horn, the wipers, the lights, the fog lights, the radio, climate control, heated seats, panoramic sunroof. Everything works like it should. Very, very nice. It has 2 keys, 2 master keys. And even when I just went like that, it made me think of it. I don't remember if I showed this on the walk around video. Even a place to store your sunglasses right there. Yep, that's right there. If your sunglasses can fit in there. It's kind of a small compartment. Might be a better place to put something else. Any longer to make that right turn. One of my most popular YouTube videos has been on something I did a while ago on a Volkswagen CC. Those were a really neat Volkswagen car, also in a car anyway, and for some reason that particular one that I did a video on gets a lot of views, and that's a very neatly styled car as well. I mentioned on the walk around that I think this Tiguan has, you know, terrific performance, great performance, as I already mentioned, but it has great styling. This is a really good looking SUV with fairly modern amenities, and I don't think it looks its age at all or its cost. You know, it's got a lot of look. It's still a very current look because they had, well, probably also because they really haven't changed the body style very much at all. And this body style was the same up until 2000. I mean, basically the same till 2017. Yeah, so I think that also helps. It's not looking its age because of that. If you look at a 2000, I think, yeah, actually I'm 99.9% sure 2017, so last year. If you look at 2017, it basically looks very identical, you know, to this. So it always helps when manufacturer doesn't make any drastic changes. One of the longest running, I mean, this is pretty long too, 2009, 2017, that's 8 years right there. My father had a Volvo XC90, he had a 2003, and then he had a 2011. The Volvo XC90, it had some minor changes, but the overall body style from 2003 to 2013, so 10 years, it literally didn't change except for some minor details like light changes and things like that, and of course technology changes, but the body style was the same, and they were a good car, but you really couldn't tell the year. If you heard the ding is, you can see the flashing temperature there. I believe 40 is the marker. When the temperature goes below 40, it'll ding, like letting you know that you could have freezing conditions. Very common on a lot of European cars, BMWs and Volkswagens, Audis. Yeah, come to think of it, I don't remember any Porsches doing that, so, but definitely BMWs, they ding like crazy for everything. Also, while we're at this red light, if you're listening, one of the larger services that I talked about in the walk around video that was done on this was the cam bridge and the associated timing chain gaskets. So a big service at that time on that, and some fluid changes, new radiator hoses. This was just a few years ago, along with all the seals replaced on the bevel box, which is like the front differential on these cars. If you're unfamiliar, I talked about it in more detail on the walk around video. Yeah, so it had all the seals replaced on that bevel box, or that front differential, the cam bridge, a new cam bridge, along with new upper timing chain gasket, vacuum pump housing gasket. It was a big deal. It was about $4,000, and it's actually very common on this engine in this time period. The cam bridge is important because it delivers oil and at the right pressure to the camshafts, and it's a common thing, and I would recommend you have it investigated or find out if it's been done. You know, if you're looking to buy one of these that's not this one. Definitely important to know that it's been taken care of. So that was about a $4,000 bill at the dealer, which makes this, in my opinion, and one of those things that I don't care what anybody says, it makes this particular car more valuable for sure and knowing the confidence that it's been done. So all right, here we go onto the freeway. You know, I think it's important for people that like to watch my videos and watch the video for this car to be able to see a mix of driving. So thank you for your watches and your views and your thumbs up. Like it if you like what I do. Hit the bell if you want to subscribe. I appreciate everybody who comments and watches and follows along. There we are at 70. I'm going to turn the headlights on and the fog lights so you can see the background on the instrument cluster there with the blue. You can see the speedometer a little better. There we are at 69, 70 miles an hour right there. I just engaged the cruise control. You can see the green cruise word on the dashboard. Move my feet off the pedals. So cruise control is operational, 72 miles an hour. Again, very easy to use once you know how to use it. It's a little different than some cars, but all you have to do is push up on the little button on the end of the stick to increase your speed, which I probably should be decreasing, but so you push up and increase your speed, push down to decrease. So there we are, 74 miles per hour. I'm gonna push the brake pedal and turn the cruise control off. Too many, can't deal with something automated while I'm driving and recording. But you can see nice and straight and true on the steering wheel, on the alignment. Barely have to hold on to the steering wheel here to keep it going in a straight line. 75 miles per hour. Speed limit is 60. I probably should bring it down to about 70 for now. Cabin noise, very quiet. I mean, for an SUV and something that's got a lot of upper glass on it, I mean, I think it's very well built, very quiet. It's not excessively loud, even from the big sunroof up top. Still very comfortable on this nice heated seat as I drive. Handles a big bump like that on that bridge right there. Handles that very nicely. Still at about 70 miles per hour. Again, great. I'm looking out front as I do this, don't worry, but just great. I think there's just great visibility. I think any young or first-time driver would have a very easy time driving this car. Another thing I like when I say great visibility is I like how the upper part of the door panel here, don't worry, I'm looking out front. I like how the door panel is nice and low and there's a lot of glass here to be able to see into the lane next to you or to see into the mirror to check for cars when you're going to change lanes. So, you know, that's part of my comment anyway to great visibility is just, you know, when something feels very fishbowl-y and you can, you know, see around. So speed up a little bit more. There's 80. Look at that quick pickup. You know, just real quick from 72 up to 80. So now we're traveling at 80 miles per hour. Very smooth. Look at the steering wheel. Smooth. Now we're out of the construction zone. Smooth, straight, minimal adjustment. No shakes or shimmies or anything weird. 81, 82, and we're gonna get off at this exit and turn around off this exit and go back the same way we just came. So if you've seen enough, you can certainly stop watching. I always say that because I don't know if everybody likes to watch the entire thing or not, but I like when you do, and I appreciate comments, so leave me some comments, will you? But yeah, look, I mean, brakes, I don't even need to say how nice the brakes are because they're brand new. The brakes are perfect. The pedal's nice and high, brand new. It requires very little effort on the accelerator pedal to, you know, get going or get up to speed. Like right here, getting on this on-ramp, right? I mean, I could push it down and really max it out, but if I just give it a nice firm press, I mean, look how quick we're going. 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I mean, 65, almost 70 miles per hour. We haven't even hit the last curve of the on-ramp, and I wasn't pushing it that hard. I really wasn't. I mean, it's just that the turbo just makes it that much more responsive for sure. And there we are, back up to 72, 74, 75 miles per hour. So, easy. So at this point, I can say that I would recommend a Volkswagen Tiguan for anyone. And as long as, you know, it has real nice history like this, I think it's a great car for the money. I think it's a lot of car for the money. I think it's a great value. I think it's safe and well built. And I think it would make anybody happy, but you know, I always think about young drivers in this kind of price segment. But if I was a young driver and my parents brought this home to me, I would certainly think it was pretty cool. But not all kids are the same. I've seen some not be so easygoing, but I would be happy to have this. So for what it's worth, there you go. Still at about 72. Some bumps here. Sorry about the shakiness. A lot of construction going on. This is my usual route here that I like to drive. $74, $75 right there. Thank you for watching and joining. Again, I like to say that many times throughout a video just because I do appreciate your looking and listening to me and following along and watching. Zoom Volkswagen has had so many slogans over the years, I don't even know which one to reference. Does anybody remember the Volkswagen commercial where the person was running and licking the door handles on the car, trying to stake claim to the car that it was theirs by licking the handle? That was a good one. All right, so now that we've exited the freeway, I don't know what else to say. I like to say everything I want to say, but I think I've said it all. I think it's a great car. I think it's a great car for the money. Great car for a young driver. I appreciate your views. I appreciate you watching and joining with me. Thank you all so much. And leave a comment, leave a suggestion, leave some feedback. I don't care what it is. I like to read it all. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation and my commentary and my perspective of this Tiguan. If you didn't get a chance to take a look at the walk around video, take a look for that as well on my channel and check that out. So with all that said, I thank you all much, and red light, and make it a great day, and peace until next time. All right, thanks again. Bye bye.